Shalom, and welcome to Bible Stories as Blueprints of the Soul, your Biblical Hebrew podcast. Shalom and welcome to our Biblical Hebrew podcast. Today I would like to speak to you about the relation between Adam, Eve, and Isaac. In general frame of thinking, there are 21 generations between Adam, Eve, and Isaac. When people usually read the biblical stories, they read it in a way in different scenes. Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, one theme. Another theme is Cain and Abel. Another theme is the flood. Another theme is the walk of Abraham from the land of his fathers, and he is coming to the land of Canaan. Though the Bible tells us little snippets about the relations of the generations between those figures, so to speak, we tend to divide this movie into different and independent pictures. But it ain't necessarily so, because there is a deep connection between every word to every word, between every name to every name, and everything is cybered and connected. Shortly after meeting the two stories of creation, we meet the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Usually when people read the Bible, they think about Adam as biological male and Eve as a biological woman. But we explained this before, that whenever the Bible mentions the name Adam, the Bible means the human spirit or the divine spirit, in general, the spirit. And whenever the Bible mentions the name Eve, in Hebrew, Chava, the Bible means the body, or the temporal, or the time aspect in our life. In other words, Adam is a code name for the spirit, for the infinite, human spirit, and Eve is a name for the temporal, for the changes like seasons, time, years, and so on. When we look at the first sin, so to speak, the eating from the tree of knowledge, one thing happens in this junction. The body, so to speak, Eve, is being departed from the soul, from Adam. In English, Adam. There is a departure. Eve, the body, the time, has a sense of own powers, own abilities, like, so to speak, a program without a programmer behind it, like a robot without an engineer at the back end. Since the body, or not just the body, we, in our first years of living here as babies and children, we have absolute identification with our body. We think that we are our body. But during a process of growth, we understand there is a spirit that operates everything in the body. If the spirit would not be there, we could not move, we could not speak, we could not think. Our heartbeat would not beat. We could not inhale. Coming to our first question or first frame of thinking, what is the relation between Adam and Eve eating from the tree of knowledge and the binding of Isaac 21 generations after Adam and Eve. So to speak, what is the connection? 21 generations. We are talking about huge time difference between Isaac and Adam, but still there is a need to correct human behavior even after 21 generations, to correct this first departure when the body separates itself from the soul. To understand what happens here, we need to go into a deeper layer of thinking and understanding. To do this, we have to go more accurately to the level of letters and numbers. The numeral value of the name Adam is 45. The numeral value of the name Eve in Hebrew, Chava, is 19. When we deduct the value of Eve from Adam, meaning when we deduct 19 from 45, we get the number of 26, the tetragrammaton. In other words, what does this mathematical expression tells us in general? When Eve and Adam are united, meaning when Eve is the body or the temporal, with a tetragrammaton, with a name with the 4 letters, with a spirit, with a hidden wisdom, we have full expression of humanity. Adam, 45, which includes the tetragrammaton, the hidden wisdom in the Garden of Eden, and its expression in the temporal, in Eve, so to speak, in the 19. Once there is a split, we cannot look any longer at this perspective, this mathematical perspective, that 45 contains both the tetragrammaton and Eve. After the first sin, we look at this frame differently. The body is departed from the soul. Eve, time, is not integral part of the infinite anymore. Now the question is, what is the mathematical equation that will express this break or this expulsion from the Garden of Eden? It is simple. The mathematical equation will be as follows. 45 Adam, which is also the name of God, the tetragrammaton with the filling of the letter Aleph, Yod, He, Vav, He with the filling of the letter Aleph, plus Eve, plus 19. Not that Eve is integrated inside, like we say in the first equation, but Eve is an external body. So in this manner, we shall do the following calculation. Adam, 45, plus 19, meaning Eve, Chava. When we do this calculation, we shall come up with 64. 64 is the numeral value of the body being separated from the divine spirit. Like the Beatles are singing, "When I'm 64." This is an expression of when the body is separated from the soul. Why do I go such a long way to explain that Isaac binding is connected to the first sin? We shall see. The numeral value of Yitzchak, Isaac, is 208. When we deduct the sum of 64, which is the combination of Adam, the spirit for itself, and the body for itself, Eve, we get the sum of 144. 144 is the expression of Adam in simplicity, for Aleph is 1. The 100 is taken as 1, parallel to Aleph, which has the value of 1. 40 is the expression of the letter Mem, the last letter of Adam, and 4 is the expression of the letter Daled. In this way, while deducting 64 from 208, we get the numeral value of 144, or the correction of Adam. To correct the first sin, we have to bind Isaac, to bind the split, and to return it into the one. In the binding of Isaac, 2 arms and 2 legs, which makes it 4 together, are being binded and submitted to the one, to the divine spirit. And through this process, and through the letters and the numbers which that they present, we see the divine correction through the generations, meaning everything is connected. And by binding Isaac, we return and correct the human spirit, the spirit of the Garden of Eden, the spirit of the infinite. So we return, in a way, Eve, the body, to the spirit. We correct the first split of Adam and Eve by binding Isaac. And this is the spiritual meaning of Isaac binding. We wish you a beautiful day, wonderful week, and marvelous year. Thank you for listening to Bible Stories as Blueprints of the Soul. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, comments, or would like to hear more about a certain topic, just write us an email to hebrew@learnoutlive.com. We are always happy to hear from you. For more episodes, videos, and articles like this, please visit our website at hebrew.learnoutlive.com. We also would like to invite you to join our live classes. Just search for Online College of Biblical Hebrew on Facebook and start learning now with students from all over the world. Koltuv and Shalom.